Всем привет! Мы сегодня ждем гостей. К нам сегодня приедут наши друзья из другого города. И почему это всем должно быть так интересно? В общем, во время карантина, пока мы все смотрели телек, ели мороженое, прочие сладости, чесали бока, у них был такой проект, они купили старый очень ванчик, такой фургончик, и переделали его под ван, в котором можно путешествовать, кампер-ван, как тут называют. Он еще не до конца доделан, но уже, в общем, почти-почти, да, все основное готово. И сейчас они приедут к нам, выведут его в свет и покажут, что у них получилось. Нам ужасно интересно. Я думаю, что, может быть, вам тоже будет интересно посмотреть, как можно переделать обычный ван под кампер-ван, что для этого нужно, но самое необходимое и сколько это может стоить. Ну, итак, поехали.
Машинка, да, приехала?
Tom and Abby, who had a great project of redoing a van into a, what do you call it?
Camper.
A camper van. Okay, so I'm very excited to see everything. Would you show us everything?
Yeah.
Go on then.
So okay. So this is the sitting area, which will turn into a bed. We've got our electrics down the bottom, and some cupboards up here. Obviously not everything's finished yet, we're kind of nearing the end. You'll be explaining some of the technical bits and pieces and I have absolutely no idea. I'll be like, this is pretty, and this is pretty. You're a bit taller than me. So, the fridge is going to be somewhere down here. We've got a normal fridge here at the moment, just to kind of test things out.
Yeah, to test the power supply for it.
Yeah, so that won't be here. It'll be a lot smaller, and then we'll have some more cupboards here. We've got one of them in already, one of the pantry cupboards. We've got a little microwave that we'll be using. Yep, so that's mainly just going to be cupboard areas. This is our kitchen sink. Got a cut out bit here.
Super.
For the sink. Some more cupboard space up here. Boiler.
And that's the
fresh water.
The fresh water.
And the pump. Yep. And then our stove.
Okay.
We've not turned it on yet.
No.
Because we are struggling to get a new gas tank. Because of COVID and now with the restrictions been raised, everyone wants them, so they're difficult to buy. So gas locker.
Okay.
The idea is that it's sealed all around, so that if any gas escapes from the bottle,
right,
there's a hole in the bottom, and the gas is heavier than air, so it all exits to the van down below.
So that's the safety system.
Yep.
And there's an alarm as well. So if
there's an explosives alarm, explosive gas alarm, so that if it does leak, we know about it, and it also shuts off the valve to all the gas appliances as well.
Automatically. So you either go electric or you go gas, and people are quite nervous about going with gas, but it is safe if you just take the necessary precautions that you need to.
Electric is great, but it is for the time being still expensive.
Yeah, electricity is much more expensive in homes. Yeah.
Whereas in a van you'd need a different type of battery to be able to really run it all off, and that's thousands of pounds just for the batteries.
Yeah, they're very, very expensive. Yeah, we've got our switch panel that I painted.
Okay, super. I remember that on Instagram. Yeah, was it there?
Yeah. I'm trying to add some little personal touches. And the shower, which will...
Wow. Super. So you need to keep fit with the shower.
Yeah, we put the it's got a push button, so try and save on the water, obviously.
Right. Shower is a big deal.
When we were staying in our car, the best spots were where there was nothing.
Yeah, of course.
And it was just amazing. But then you do have to go into sort of a campsite to have a shower every couple of days, which just broke up the trip, which wasn't great. So we'll hopefully have enough water for
What's the capacity of this water tank?
70.
70
So
liters.
it's not massive,
Yeah.
but it's good enough to spend at least several days off grid.
Yeah. So here you've got living and dining and sleeping
Yep. And work.
and work and everything.
Yep. So this is removable, but it also swings out so that if we decide to eat outside, we can also drop that down
Super.
or out of the way, depending on what we're doing.
And their sofas comes together.
Yeah.
Shall we try and do it?
Okay, you're
Can take
recording?
it.
So the cushions aren't completely covered yet. Haven't foamed them up yet. And then that side just comes and fits on.
So that's the bed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it just about a standard double, do you reckon?
It is a double. Yeah.
A double.
More or less like this.
We haven't done this yet.
Yeah. These cushions aren't really made up yet properly.
Room with a view.
There we go.
No, nice. Yeah.
Almost.
Something's getting in the way there. I think we've added.
No, I already imagine like lying on the bed, having coffee, and looking at the, some kind of dramatic.
Yeah.
When did you start doing it?
The actual inside, I think, was end of December, beginning of January. Before then, I was doing some mechanical things on the van when we bought it.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of got the idea when we went on a Europe trip. Sorry, not Europe trip. A trip of the UK in the summer last year, and we just stayed in the back of your Skoda for 10 days.
So is it because of this pandemic and for the safety reasons, or
Yeah, I mean,
or because of romantic reasons?
It was always a good idea, I think.
Well,
but we've got the time now.
Yeah, I work from home, and I was just getting a little bit
Yeah.
Cabin fever, you call it. You just want to get outside. I was indoors so much during winter as well, just working, and not really seeing anyone. And we were just like, let's just go. And you couldn't book anywhere because of COVID.
No.
So we just packed up our car, put a mattress in it, and went.
Yeah.
Literally, we had the idea, and then a couple of days later, we were gone.
Yeah. So you went even up to Scotland, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
the way up to
remember.
Skye.
Yeah, I remember because I saw pictures on Instagram and they were so romantic with this car.
Yeah. It was beautiful, and we got really lucky with the weather. We had beautiful weather the whole 10 days, and we even managed to climb Ben Nevis and get a really good view, which is super rare. So that was really good.
Are you doing everything yourself then?
Yeah.
Are you a professional?
I've never done it before,
Really?
so it's a little bit of research, definitely, and then just being brave and getting on with it.
Yeah. So do you do when you have like electrics or everything like that? It's very complicated thing to do.
It's not too bad, although if you look at the cables later on, you might think otherwise. But in a van, it's all 12 volts, so safe. There's a little bit of 240 volts off an inverter, but it's quite basic, really. It might seem like a lot of cables, but when you pull them through one after another and label them both ends, then you know what you're working with.
Yeah, because I'm asking because I was thinking, is anyone can do this? Like my husband, could he do that? Something like that, or should you have some kind of professional assistance or professional counseling to do that?
I'm a handyman for
Okay,
work, so
that
I'm used to
explains
doing lots of bits and pieces, and the key is if you're not sure, then find out. And there's lots of guides.
Yeah, on
online.
YouTube.
Yeah,
I
like
think.
you've been on YouTube loads, just watching things. If you're not too sure, there's so many people that just give really good tutorials of all anything really. It's an incredible place YouTube.
Yeah.
Learn anything.
Although there will be certain questions where 40% will say do it this way,
Yeah.
40% will do it
The
another
other way, yeah.
and 20% will say don't do it at all. So there are certain things where there isn't a right and wrong answer.
You have to decide and accept the consequence.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of it is just sort of trial and error, isn't it? We haven't been away in it yet, so we'll see
Yeah, how it works.
how it goes.
Yeah.
I think the key is to kind of get it to a good state and then go away. Not completely finish it before you go away first, and then you'll have the opportunity to tweak things, to how you want them. That's a great thing about building it yourself. Is everything can be personalised to you, and everyone's a bit different.
Okay, and if you don't mind, I would like to ask about the budget. Yeah, because money is the most interesting question for many people, if they can afford it. Because buying something like that, like a camper van or a motorhome, or even renting, is quite expensive. Quite expensive.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to do something like that, how much they need to start and how much they need later to invest?
We were talking about this, weren't we? And it's so different. It depends what you want to do. You can do it to any budget, really.
We met a man who was homeless and he spent £500 and he was living in it. It wasn't wonderful, but it was warm, dry, he had water, he had electrics for £500, and that was together with the van, I think.
Yeah, it all depends on if you get a good deal on your van. If you buy a new van, then obviously your expenses are going to be very high because of the van.
We know people that received vans from their friends, which were just standing around, and obviously.
Yeah.
And then there's those who will spend 50,000.
Yeah.
So you can. The budget is just depending on how much work you do yourself and what fittings you put in. So we started collecting things
Before.
yeah,
Second-hand things that were...
or on offer.
Yeah.
So where did you keep that?
In the flat. We didn't even have a garage at the beginning, so yes, it was all in the flat, piling up in the living room.
We had we have a small flat. We have a one-bedroom flat, so the living room was basically unlivable. So we just had everything in the living room.
Yeah, but you don't have visitors during the pandemic, so
No.
it
As
doesn't
long
really
as,
matter.
as long as the space behind your camera was okay, then everything's fine.
Nobody has to know.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we've spent 2,500 on the conversion.
So that's the conversion and plus the price of the van.
The van,
The van we got second hand. It was a work van. It needed a little bit of work doing to it, some rust treatment, and not much mechanical problems really. Though we got
just a starter motor.
That's the thing with getting a second hand van. You kind of are never 100% sure what you're getting into until.
Yeah, it's a lottery.
Yeah.
With any second-hand car, it's a lottery.
But then we sold a car as well, so that we got half that money back anyway.
Yeah. So actually, you were doing some of the pricing up earlier, and we were quite surprised how little it cost. A lot less than we thought. We'd originally put aside 10,000 for it, and we've hardly broken into that really.
Well, we're halfway there.
Yeah. And it's almost done. So.
Yeah. Well, we have a trip planned in July.
Right, so you have to
End of
finish,
July.
Yeah.
End of July, or is it mid-July, something like that? Yeah.
End of July, 24th.
In July, so we definitely need to have it ready by then. But we want to really have a couple of short weekends away before then. The last biggest thing to do now is the grey water tanks under the van, which, apart from that, it's just little bits and pieces, finishing off inserts for the doors and some shelves.
Painting, and the backsplash, and then the cupboards, and we've also got to panel that bit out as well, and the cupboards as well. But you because it's such a small space, you want to go away in it first to decide to see what you need in the van, because you want to create the cupboards specifically for certain things.
Yeah.
So to use
every centimeter is you
really,
count every centimeter. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Super. Thank you so much
All right.
for the story and for the tour. Yeah, and
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit different to a lot of other people's because it will still be a work van.
yeah.
So we've got to find some places not only to store stuff when we want to go away, but also when you want to use it as a work van. We're going to have some certain types of cupboards that are just for your work van, which are removable, so they can be taken out when we want to go away in it or put back in when you want to work. So
it's very mobile.
yes, hopefully dual use.
Super.
Make
Yeah,
the
it
most
had
out
to
of
be
it.
big enough to put in fridges, concrete posts, long lengths of timber,
Yeah.
which a lot of camper vans they don't do.
Yeah.
So they build it completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super. Thank you so much.
No problem.